I should probably take off the blur.
You always thought about. I know, they're so cute. This whole family is so
Yes.
cute.
There we go.
Oh, I know, and I have those that.
Oh.
Mine are always beach themed.
The owl.
We're all watching you.
You don't notice like all the meetings we have.
Deserted island.
It does like a.
Oh, hi.
Interesting, you're on TV. You knew you were gonna be on TV.
I know,
Oh
really.
my God.
It looks like I'm going to some Harry Potter event.
I love it. All right, we are going to wait just a couple more minutes. We'll get started and we'll see if anyone joins us on Zoom.
But I've never reacted. I dropped the shot. But sometimes to do
No,
that.
it's not.
They're terrible. Yeah. It was delightful. It was delightful. And I was
Mm, I love it.
Some of the best times.
It follows eyeballs, so it's always on someone.
It is. I mean, usually it follows whoever's talking. So.
Here, I'll do it. No, this way. There, I'll hide you.
Mm-hmm.
And they have one voice gotten a text message from Russell. That says, "Well, pay attention." That says, "The owl goes to who's talking."
Oh. What? I'm so glad you brought me.
I know. This is
Oh.
not talking.
We have no.
Yeah.
Which is
Mhm.
well, we can't, we
We're
don't die.
gonna find eyeballs to where voices are coming from.
It's going to be super helpful with the recording too. So that way, when you go back and rewatch it, if people are asking questions, it's not like you just hear this voice on the computer screen. You can actually see who's talking, who has the questions.
Yeah.
And it's super, super helpful. Right. Give it one more minute. I'm going to share my screen.
Holds my computer.
All right. Well, it is 11 o'clock. So I want to welcome everybody to the Build Your Agent website workshop with myself and Julia. For those of you that don't know me, I am the technology director for the Atlantic Partners Group, which includes all offices from Jacksonville all the way down to Daytona. Everybody, of course, knows Julia. And together we're going to help you build up your website to the point where you're going to be able to use it to drive traffic back and start advertising it in a way where we're going to make sure that you have interactive items on that website. So that way people who actually visit it will want to be on it and search for information, whether it's for properties, whether it's for example, mortgage calculators, your own personal blog on there. You have access to all of these things as a Keller Williams agent, and we're going to be here to help guide you today. We're pretty much going to go through about an hour and 15-minute process of pretty much like an overview of the consumer applet, where you can find your agent website, how you can edit the agent site plus the pages, how you can create new pages, and a little trick that will help you embed other websites on your website, if that's something that you'd be interested in. So for anybody that does have a laptop, if you do want to just follow along with us, we'll definitely go at your pace. For anyone that just wants to take any notes, that's completely fine too. Just let us know exactly where you're at every step of the way. I'll pretty much pause to just see if anyone has any questions. And then of course, Julia will also have a couple of comments too. So we're really excited that you took the time out of your day to come here today to spend that with us. And we can't wait to build up your agent website and make it more valuable for your business. So what we're going to do is, of course, we're going to log into command. So that is going to be agent.kw.com. And you can just go ahead and log in with your user and password. And we're going to actually be working in the consumer applet, which is going to be on, you're going to find it on the left-hand side. It's going to be the very last applet in the row. And feel free to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to hide that, and I'm going to hide this. There we go. So once you get to the consumer applet, you're going to see at the very top, there's going to be a couple of tabs. One says agent site pages. All of these pages that you see in front of you, oh, and by the way, I'm using an agent from Daytona, their command user and password, just because I feel like they have a really pretty decent website set up. So I definitely want to use that as an example to show you all. So I'm not Karen, but Karen Baum is. All the agent site pages, you'll be able to see that you create right here. In the center, you're going to actually be able to see what your current website URL is. Usually it defaults to your name or like an initial in your name, .kw.com. I will show you how to edit that in just a second if you wanted to change your URL before you start advertising it. On the right-hand side of the agent site pages that you created, you'll see the name of that page. You'll see the date that it was created. You'll see how to view the page. And you'll also have 3 action items or 3 dots on the right-hand side where you could either edit or delete a page off of your website. In the top right-hand corner, if you wanted to create a new agent site page, you'll be able to do so by clicking Create New Page and making sure that On My Agent Site is selected instead of just a regular landing page. We're going to get into creating the pages. I'm going to show you how to actually create each individual page and some helpful ideas of what to put on in those pages embedded into each landing page or landing page that will be on your agent site page. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to click on the website so that way you have a visual of what the typical website would look like. And when you first click on your link URL, you're going to be taken to a website that looks similar to this. Of course, your logo is going to be in the top left-hand corner. You are going to have a feed. You're going to have a drop-down menu that lists all of the pages that you have inside of Command right here. The best thing to do when I show you how to do everything is to make sure that we're doing this consistently. Hey, welcome, come on in. Also too, on the right-hand side, you do have the ability to change the language of it. So like if you have a customer who speaks a different language and they want to view your website in different language, they can just choose that language from the drop-down menu here and everything will convert into the language that they can read it in.
Before you go further, like where the feed is, then next to it has Keller Williams Florida Partners. Mine says your agent.
Mine has the logo twice. So, it says feed.
We'll get into that, don't worry. This one right here, where this drop-down menu, your agent, we can easily change that by going through Scott Lorry Marketing. Usually it's either going to be Keller Williams St. Augustine or it's going to have your name listed there. There's a couple of different options that we can edit that to, so don't worry. On the Command Consumer applet, just to follow along, there is going to be a button that's called Site and App Settings right here. And this is what we're going to use to edit your entire site. You're automatically going to be taken to this pretty much dashboard used to help navigate your website. And you're going to want to make sure that Use My Information to Brand My Agent Site is selected in green. Does anyone not currently have their agent site branded with their information? Yes.
So the site and settings app at the top and the consumer part of the applet.
Oh, sorry.
Awesome.
I
You
just
go.
looking for it. I didn't realize it had tips.
You're good.
So
And I
then
just
this is
cleaned it
where
this
we're at.
morning, so You're good.
And the fingerprint.
You'll get my fingerprints on it.
Does anyone else have any questions thus far? Everyone following along okay?
Yes.
Okay. Under General, this tab that it automatically takes you to, you're going to see in the general settings, agent site hero text. For example, this agent has welcome home listed. So just to see the visual of where that would be changed if you wanted to edit it, it'd be located right here at the front. So if you wanted to change that to anything that's maybe more personal to you or the way that you would advertise that, pretty much it could say find your dream home, work with me, welcome home always tends to be perfectly fine, or find the house of your dreams or things like that. If you want to get creative, let me know kind of like what you're looking for. And I'm sure either Julie or I can help you come up with some creative concepts on that front page. Underneath that, the agent site hero image. So you're automatically going to be assigned 5 random images. You do have the ability to change them. You can upload up to 5 clear images that you wish to personalize it. So you can see on the actual agent site that those photos will rotate one by one. And usually agents like to brand their website with pictures that are more local to their area. So for example, this agent is in Daytona Beach. So of course we got a picture of the beach. She had a background picture of, you know, the International Speedway. It's like a huge tourist attraction that will bring people to the area. So some things in St. Augustine that I could probably think of. I know, I don't know, the river. Julia, what are some really great places? Lighthouse?
So are those in here or we have to?
So,
create them?
yeah, so the best way to do this, if you want like a specific image, I recommend everyone going to using canva.com. In the top right-hand corner, you'd click on create a design. You can use the free account to do this. You don't need to have the paid version. And you'll select custom size. And you'll make sure that the width and height, as you'll see, recommended size 1200 by 1200 pixels will be entered in here. You'll create a new design and it'll open up your workspace. And on the left-hand side, you'll see an option that says photos. And then you can search millions of photos. So I'm putting in St. Augustine. You could easily take a photo, drag it over.
Where did you find what size in Canva,
Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna go back just real quick. So when you click on create a design,
right?
you're gonna click on custom size down here.
Oh, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good. And the way that I knew it was 1200 by 1200 pixels is in the command consumer applet under the settings that we're going through. It says files supported are JPEG and PNG only. And then the recommended size would be 1200 by 1200 pixels.
Okay.
So I was able to put that into here. And when it loaded its workspace, I know that when I save a photo or I search the photos on the left-hand side, I find the photo that I want. I just click, drag, and bring it over. And then what you're going to want to do is save the photo by clicking on share at the top right. You're going to click on download. You could either keep PNG. I usually just download it as a JPEG. Quality usually at 100% download. And then once you have the photo downloaded, you're going to go back. Since you can only have 5 photos, you might want to delete one that you didn't want on there. And then it'll give you the option to upload the new one that you just downloaded. So there's nothing like too creative that you have to do. It's really just going into Canva and just searching a couple of photos that may be appealing to you that you'd want on your site, just to personalize it a little bit. So that way it's not the same generic AW website that's given to every agent in the country.
And you said to save it as a PNG, right?
Correct. And when we go into the workshop version of this, we'll be walking around to help you with all of this just in case.
Is there a charge on these? For those photos?
Nope. If you want to know another cool trick, instead of using photos, if you delete all the photos, you can upload one GIF, usually giphy.com. Usually has like a couple of like videos or home projects that you can use and upload. So just since I talked about it, I'm going to go to giphy.com. And in the search, you can pretty much search for anything that you would want as a video to be inputted in that place of pictures. So if I just do real estate, I'm just gonna see what pops up.
You're gonna get some more things, but you can
Oh,
also
maybe
make your,
this.
you can also make your own as well.
Yeah,
Could you
From-
upload like a reel or something that?
You can
like
do
a
it
Small video?
like so you can, you know how like the MP4 videos on Canva and things like drag in and slide, you can kind of, and then you can create them into Giphy,
Mhm.
Jiffy, whatever you want to call it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I call them
If you
gifts.
look
I'm
at it,
like,
I come to your office on Friday, you can help me do that?
I won't be
Right.
here.
It sounds so good when she says it.
I lo-
I go home.
It sounds so easy.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's nothing. And then I
I'm
go home
still
and I get
backyard.
right. Literally.
I will say though, that like if you do upload the video, just got to be careful of the quality because sometimes it'll look like a little bit grainy. So I do recommend just staying with the pictures, but if a video or a GIF is something that you really, really want to explore, definitely get with Julia or myself, and we'll be able to help you take care of that in the best orderly fashion on the back end.
When
Now-
you put a photo in Canva, it's trying to make us pay for it.
That's if you're
Can you
thinking
paint a
of the
photo?
crown.
Well,
That
you-
little
I haven't-
crown
we
on
got
it.
photos
They're all
of
showing
crown.
that, they're all showing up this. crown.
Vincent, what about, like, rights to these pictures?
Yeah, so the rights to the pictures, so like anything on Canva, they're the ones that purchased it, so you have access to it. Now with the video, it can't be anything more than 15 seconds or else royalties need to be paid, but that's why everything on Canva that you see, even if you use a video there, it's only 15 seconds. But again, we have to convert that into a GIF in order for it to actually be put onto the website.
Okay.
But just know there's a possibility to do that.
I was worried about that when you grab pictures offline. It's always gonna come
Mhm.
back later. I said, that's my picture.
Nope.
Exactly.
You have the full rights to it. If Canva's letting you use that photo, you have complete access to it because most people use those same photos for social media posts, for things that they use for their own business. You definitely have access. So the reason why you don't have access to some of the photos and only some photos are given to people with the pro account is because of those rights, things that you don't have to worry about. So does anyone have any questions about the images or the GIF?
I know you already asked this question. Where did you go to miss it?
Oh gosh, no, you're perfectly fine. Oh my gosh, you are so fine. Okay, so when you go to canva.com, I just clicked on create a design after I logged in
Thank you.
and I clicked on custom size.
We don't make the bill. so, we can't
Right.
make it.
Of course, absolutely.
Is yours a paid version?
Yeah.
That's what it's paid.
Or we could help you. We could use our
Paid version.
paid version to help you not pay for anything and choose the photo that you want. The GIF?
No, if you're, when you're, does it have that?
No, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a PNG. It could definitely just be a
I was gonna
JPEG
say,
and
I
that's
just put
perfectly
beach
fine.
photos and pictures of Oriole.
I love that.
I know. Everybody. I need to remember to tell something later on.
Awesome. Okay, so the next setting that you'll have for your website, it's called registration. So you get to control how many properties visitors to your site can view before being prompted to register to sign in. So when we're looking at our homepage, you're gonna see that there's two options here, for sale or for rent.
Yeah.
Anybody will be able to, who visit your website, will be able to search any type of properties and get all the MLS listing information. This syncs with all MLSs, so that way anyone can view any type of property from any MLS on here and get those details. So while they're searching for properties, you do have a couple of options when it comes to the property limits. So if you have a visitor that is, I know for a fact that everyone is right now on unrestricted unless you changed it or know about this feature, but a visitor will be able to view unlimited properties on your site before being asked to register. So that means they could just view property after property and then they will never be asked to register.
But they're not,
So you're not getting their information.
Correct.
So we do 2 properties and then the register.
I think that's about
Yeah.
fair.
Mhm.
Two,
I see, that's exactly. what I
five
was
would be a
Yep.
nice number.
I was gonna say 10 properties, 2
That's a lot.
That's
properties,
too much.
or no property viewing. We were on the National Market Center Tech Trainer call, and it was unanimous that the 2 properties were the best options. give them a little
A
bit.
little bit of a taste.
Yeah, and then grab them in.
And then, no, you're done.
You're done, completely done there. And the good thing about them registering on your website too is that way you can keep track of all their movements and all their interactions. They'll come through as push notifications inside of Command through the bell notification here. So if they signed up on your website, they're automatically connected and on the consumer applet as well, which is, we can go into the applet at another time, but the website pretty much acts as the same function for it. So if they're online, they're searching for properties, you'll automatically get the notification of the listing that they're looking at and a highlighted link in the timeline card of the contact database for you to click on, and you can go and see all that information that they are looking at. So if they have any questions, you'll be able to know what they were looking at, what type of home they were looking at, and you'll be able to see pictures and all the MLS details, of course. And I'll just show you just briefly where you can see those interactions if they sign up on your website. Sure, we'll just stick with her. We'll see what she's got going on. On the left-hand side in the contacts applet, you do have the option for filters. There is going to be a section at the very bottom called branded to me. So if you select yes, all of the people that either signed up on your consumer applet or on your website will appear here. And it looks like just Karen herself did that. But if you click on the contact card under timeline, you'll be able to see it. And this is a really good example, viewed listing. And then it leaves the link that you can click on to go to that listing and see everything that they were looking at. And they don't even know that you know what they were looking at, which is pretty funny. But
That's pretty awesome, actually.
I know you can keep track of all of their interactions and you'd be able to follow up with them too. Those would be like good reasons for you to call these people because you know that they're interested. That's why, you know, I'm not going to get too off topic, but the monthly neighborhood nurture functions the same way. It's the smart plan that automatically goes out based on the neighborhood they're assigned to. And when they start looking through that email, even if it's like 2 months later, you'll automatically get that notification and know that they're not a cold lead anymore or that they're super hot, and you can automatically react on it and you'll be able to get some information.
And you just got to that, just going straight through your contacts.
Yeah, just the contacts. It's just the applet. I use the filter branded to me just to make sure, because you can only really do that with people who are branded to you, who signed up on either your app or your website or is using your monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan.
Is there a way to put a tag on them when they go onto your website or no? Like put it like when their information goes in?
It will say a new lead comes through. So when the actual like
Just
lead,
tag it
you just
yourself.
tag it yourself. But you'd be able to tell like which people they are just by doing the filters
Mhm.
first, and then you can narrow down who it was.
So it's not like how my Facebook.
Not like a
is.
campaign ad
Where
where
it-
it-
Right.
but you're still getting their information, but you have to go put your own tag. on it.
And tag it, okay.
And we could always submit the ideas to .kw.com in order to get that feature inputted. Awesome. So that's all about the registration and the property limits. Down below, download app landing page. So this is just going to be the app hero text. This is just going to be a part of the pages when we start building your website. We'll get back to that. You also have the option to include virtual tours, your virtual tours from your listings. So like a virtual tour to your active listings, which will then be displayed on kw.com, the KW app, and your agent site, which I think is awesome. You would just click select listing. You'll be able to sync your MLS and search by listing and MLS number, and it'll be able to pull up those video tours and add them there.
If you have a video tour with it.
Correct. And this one's just going to be for your video tours. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm. You also do have a couple of preferences. Of course, you're going to want to make sure that the neighborhoods are enabled, but if you're affiliated with Keller Covered or Keller Mortgage, feel free to enable that on your website. So that way your consumers know that that's a product that you're offering that could help them with the purchase of their property.
What is those drop boxes on your pharmacist? camera like down.
Okay.
It's
I'm
like, I
like,
didn't see the little arrows, it's so far away.
no, you're good. Yeah, right there on the right-hand side, all you gotta do is just click on that. It goes up and down. Awesome. Does anyone have any questions so far about the general settings and this page?
No, I shouldn't be scared.
Mm.
I understand this part. Right here,
Good.
it goes down, no.
That's
You
funny.
know the
Does
general.
that mean I shouldn't be scared if I don't understand it?
Exactly.
Right?
This is what we're here for. Ask all the questions that you need to, because we're gonna be here to help you build all of this. As we go through the website,
Yeah, me neither. I need the intensive class.
we'll get through as much as we possibly can, but also too, you'll have access to the recording, which will go right up as soon as this class finishes. On our new YouTube channel. Yep, it's on the Agent Hub, and it's the Keller Williams Atlantic Partners Group. St. Augustine, yeah, St. Augustine has a playlist of their own, and it'll be right there. Of course, they can log in, they can sign up. Going down the page, you're gonna see the option called Featured Listings. And the featured listings, it's going to be the option right here in order to edit in the center. And you have the ability to create a headline for the featured listings. And whatever you put in that headline will appear right here on your website. And these listings don't have to be your own. They could be any listing. You just need to make sure that you have permission to advertise it on your website.
Okay.
You can select up to 12 listings.
You can use one of mine.
And if you want to delete any of the listings, you're more than welcome to.
Generally, people are willing to let you advertise their listing because they're trying to get their listing sold as well.
And we would want to do only
658
KW
Cabernet Place.
listings or if
This
we use
is all
somebody-
of the KWLS
Okay.
listings.
And in the top right, it would show only your listings that you currently have selected. And then if you wanted to change that to all listings, you'll be able to just search the property address, MLS number, city, zip code, and find a listing.
The MLS, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
If your MLS is not synced,
Save.
you need to sync your MLS.
Featured
And
listings.
that
Do you
will
wanna show me
change
how to do
it.
that?
from
Yeah.
Pending and.
You don't remember that?
So to sync all of your listings,
Right.
you're gonna go to the listings
MLS
applet, which is the second one from the bottom. Vincent's on it.
6642.
Yep.
Done with you.
And then there'll be the button at the top right, sync my MLS.
Great, I'm back in Topeka, Kansas. I'm always in the wrong, listen, I'm in the country this time, okay? Let me back in Canada.
Okay, so after I put my
So
listings
it sunk
in,
my
then I
MLS,
hit
right?
save changes, correct?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
What the hell? Sorry,
You're not in Kansas.
Not in Kansas anymore.
I love
Okay,
it.
let's go back to can't sync my own MLS.
Mm,
Yeah, that's weird that you can't.
I have the address and hit sync my MLS. Let's see, I made Julia get up already.
I would put place in there, see if that helps. Probably not.
Okay, it says sync to the MLS.
We can try to see if it's because it's syncing to something else in Topeka, Kansas. Awesome.
You know what's funny? Is it only has my St. John's one.
Yeah.
has it.
So I added all my listings, but is it supposed to be on the same page?
Yes.
What is in the wrong country?
So it doesn't, this is not linked with
Oh.
my e-card.
Oh,
It's only linked
No,
with St.
oh my
John's.
gosh, it's fine.
I also.
It's
my
how you
phone
have it
is on
linked
the
inside the settings.
Okay.
So it'll be under the listings. You should be able
Yeah,
to.
I've got the first two steps.
I would think
I know this problem.
that could be, I'll come to you. and we can do it.
Well, we're gonna do like the workshop right after.
Okay.
This one I'm gonna do.
Do you have an MLS number?
So then we're gonna switch to switch this to all listings.
What I've been doing.
list number.
Hang on, let me get
See
to it.
where we are now with your list of country.
Oh, sit right here.
Oh, I just had a little trouble.
Country. I might be in Vermont now.
Oh. 2266.
Honestly, I can't believe you didn't even know I said that.
Okay, and then finally on that homepage will be the interested, let's talk. So it's really just like a standard contact form.
Okay, wait, you went where?
Okay.
You went back to
Are you doing
your.
okay?
He's on the consumer site now. He's back on the actual website.
Okay, thanks, Julie.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
So
Um,
we're doing the overview and then we're gonna help you guys do
Yes.
whatever.
So in other words, we're trying not to touch anything, keep your hands.
Right,
Right.
Right now, we're learning how to navigate and edit the
Don't
site.
touch nothing.
The next tab, which is going to be called theme, you have two options for a color. It's either red or black. So your team logo or the KW logo that you're going to see located right here, this KW is either going to be red or black. And that's the only option that you have with that.
Oh, that one
With
up
the
there.
theme, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some like the darker logo, some do like the red because it pops out a little bit. It's completely up to you, or you could just leave it as is.
Sometimes it takes like a day to update.
And you're back.
Yeah, so like any major changes that you make to your site, always allow like at least 24 hours to take effect, especially like if you're gonna try to attempt a GIF. That took like 72 hours, but it will work. On the right-hand side, now we can start going into the agent site pages and what to put onto your website.
Where are you at there?
So we are in the consumer applet
Right?
and we are on our dashboard, agent site pages.
Are you still in the site and app settings?
Okay, agent site
Mm.
pages.
Yep.
Okay.
I couldn't find that. So I feel like
Yeah, the site and
So
app
you didn't
settings
realize
will
you
always
made
be
her
in that
4
top
hours.
right.
Configure your site.
So for example, like this agent, you're able to see all the pages that they currently have that are live on their website. So they have an About Me, a Keller Williams Daytona Beach. This is going to be completely in sync with this drop-down menu right here when the consumer accesses the website. About Me, Keller Williams Daytona Beach, Volusia County Beaches, Daytona International Speedway, what is my home worth, seller FAQs, buyer FAQs, my blog, mortgage calculator, download my free mobile search app, local school transportation eligibility, local chambers of commerce, contact us, which is super helpful information in the area. So we're gonna help you find some St. Augustine things. The About Me will filter from your marketing profile inside of Command. So if anything needs to be updated here, I highly, highly recommend that you create a unique bio if you don't already have one. And the reason for that is because we are the #1 brokerage that passes around referrals. And I recently found out that so many agents, especially in the Atlantic Partners Group, were being missed out on referrals because they didn't really have a lot of their information updated in 3 different locations, which is the marketing profile inside of Command, the kwconnect.com, and mykw.kw.com, the white pages. Usually like when an agent is searching for another agent to give a referral to, they want to know a little bit about that agent, and everyone pretty much knows within the Keller Williams family that same generic Scott Lorry marketing bio that is being used. And also too, like if you speak other languages, I don't see that in some people's profiles. If you're a designated luxury agent, if you specialize in KW commercial, land, Keller Williams Young Professionals, all of those things should be attached to your marketing profile, which will sync and appear on your website too. So if you need help getting that set up, definitely book your appointments.
Through my Calendly link in my email signature.
I love it.
That's where I should go right now.
She sent out an email the other day that had that on there.
It's gonna be good stuff.
bios that we had on the old page, when we had all the agents on.
Mhm.
That was our Wix website.
Yeah,
Those
now
are
we're able
MIA.
to retreat.
That website, they deleted the domain.
So we can't retrieve anything or.
You can write a new one and be refreshed.
And if you need,
Long enough to come up with
Save
that.
it on a dang Word document. That's
Or-
what I did.
Probably did at some point.
or if you need help creating a bio too, you could always get with one of us and just come to the table with like some specifics about yourself and we can like form a little bio about it based on who you are. A little bit of information about the brokerage. It's really good. And she like self-branded this with the photos on each page. And we'll get into how she did all of this, but this is the Jackie Robinson ballpark, I believe, in the background. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And then, of course, because we are the #1 real estate company for agent count and sales volume, just knowing that, especially if you are a newer agent, having that leverage behind you is really going to help prove your trust and your commitment to helping out, whether you're buyer, seller, or investor that you're working with, that you can handle it because you do have this amazing team behind you to help you. She really liked to have Volusia County beaches on here. What I love is that you are able to embed websites on websites. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Even if you wanted to create like your own Google form, so that way they're not completely going outside of your website if they clicked on something here, you'll be able to embed that as well. My favorite tool to use is pretty much the iframe generator. And I'm going to show you that process. Also to take notes, some helpful information everybody should have on their website is at least a fill out the form below if you'd like a free home value estimate on your property to drive traffic back a little bit. Some agents do have access from their MLS, and I got to check St. John's to see if they have this feature, but I do know Stellar has it, and it's pretty much through Cloud CMA. They get it, the agent gets it for free, and it's just a little widget that they can embed onto the website, their KW site. All the consumer has to do is just put in their name, the address, of course, like their email to send them the free CMA report to, and within minutes, it sends them a 30-page CMA report. Already went through the local MLSs, found out the exact like low, average, and high of what their home would be selling for, gives them a prime example of exactly what a CMA is, what it's used for, why we use it, and how this will help you. And of course, as soon as they fill it out, you get the notification that they filled out the CMA form, so that way you can follow up with them and see if they have any questions about the report that they just received. So if you don't have access to that, we always just revert back to this contact us form. So that way, if they do fill it out, it will go right to you. You'll get that push notification inside of Command at the top right, and you'll be able to respond to it immediately. If you have the KW Command mobile app downloaded, you'll get that push notification on your phone, so you could act even quicker on it.
All of these, like the contact us, the bio, it's all configured and manually, correct?
Yeah, definitely. And I taught a referrals applet class, what was it, the other month? And I do have the recording of that too, if you would all find that very helpful, or we could always do a one-on-one, it's completely fine. Or I could teach that class next month. Other items, seller FAQs, buyer FAQs. So some frequently asked seller questions. Some of these we were able to get into our website by just downloading them as JPEGs. This actually came from your free quarterly magazine from the past, but some of this information is still relevant. What do I need to do to get my home ready for selling? What can I expect to get for my home? Should I stage my home or leave it empty? So again, just giving like helpful information for them to want to stay on your website is going to be key to driving that traffic. The longer that they stay on your website, the more likely they will to sign up.
Well, now that we've also only had that, they can only click on it.
Exactly. Yes. You're gonna prove the value by having these pages on your site. And then that's where you're gonna be able to bring them back. What should I look for during my home search? How long does it take to buy a home? When should I start looking into loans? What can I do to make my offer stand out from the rest? If anyone needs access to their free quarterly magazine, they still have past issues in the designs applet. You go to create design, you click on print, you go to the lead generation tab, and then click on personally branded zine. And then you'll be able to just go in any of those articles or magazines. They have 3 articles in each, and just pick and choose what you think would be most helpful. Every Keller Williams agent has access to a free Homekeeper blog that they can embed on their website. The Homekeeper blog updates articles with you being the author every couple of days, so it's not overwhelming. I would say like every 3 or 4 days. They're all real estate related, so some of these articles include considering adding a fire pit this year, home appraisal myths busted, choose better paint colors. I'm still looking for a new way where you can automate this on your social media if you wanted to. They did it with the old version, but you can still embed it onto your website completely. It updates everything for you, again, putting everything on autopilot so you don't have to worry about it. And when you were onboarded in your Scott Lorry marketing questionnaire, it's that Keller Cloud setup email, you should have like a Homekeeper user and password.
I don't have blog online. I have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.
Because you have to eventually add your own landing pages. These were customly added. is
Mhm.
what-
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And if the consumer clicks on any of the articles, it brings them to a link with the article itself, you as the author, the date. And if you ever, they're like short little articles. So like if anyone comes to you with a question about it, you can even read it real quick or go to a member of leadership or for a response if you need to. So the blog is definitely going to be something you're going to want. Also, the mortgage calculator, I was able to find the most accurate mortgage calculator that's out there. I do have the code for this. I'm going to show you how to embed all of this stuff in just a second, but you can do the home value, down payment, loan amount, interest rate, loan term, start date, all that stuff, PMI insurance. So if you have any interested buyers, you could always direct them to your website, like whether you're doing an event or if you specifically are out somewhere networking and you know it's going to be a great place for buyers. Maybe if it's a home buyer workshop that you're hosting, you'd be able to get that person to scan, go to your website, use this, and they'll be able to see the true value in you helping them because you have the resources on your website to provide to them to make them successful in this process. And of course, like when they're on your website using this, they're going to see what else is on your website, which is always a good thing.
And those are all the pages that you did through creating your pages.
Correct.
Okay,
If we back it up
I
under
got you.
consumer app, under agent site pages, this was the first list of pages that you see,
Right,
and I'll walk you
then-
through that.
just, okay, and then adding more from there.
Absolutely.
Okay,
You do have the download the KW app, of course. You are able to edit this if you want to. However, your personal app URL is already embedded in here in this button. So if they click on it, it's really just going to have them like sign up here. But then they'll be able to download the app too and use it on the go. So that way we'll have that. And if they sign up, you'll get that notification as well. So that way you'll be all good. Local school transportation eligibility. I guess she wanted information about the schools in the area so that they would be able to search that. And then of course, the local chamber of commerce is really good. You can see what's going on in the community. It's like really helpful for anybody who may be looking to move to the area from a different area. And it just embeds the whole website on it. Now, you don't have to worry about copyright with this because what I'm about to show you kind of gets around a lot of that. And if there is copyright that's involved, it won't let us publish the page. So you'll know like what's publishable and what's not. Does anyone have any questions so far before I walk you through how to create an agent site page? Awesome. Now, stay with us here on this part.
This is like, now is when we're
Where's the
making
line?
All right, brace yourselves for this. Hang tight. In order to create an agent site page, you're going to go to the top right, create new page. You're going to leave the option on my agent site selected. Do not click on landing page. Always make sure it's agent site page if this is for your website.
Site options. Oh, no.
And you're going to create page.
Are you there, Allison?
No, agent site pages, creating.
Mhm.
I feel like there's another thing.
For example, we'll probably try to pull the St. Augustine local chamber on here, just to see if that's something that you wanted to do. So always try to keep your pages consistent across, because you're going to notice, obviously, the pages show up here on the actual website. You're going to notice that the pages also show up along here under the agent site pages. And then when you decide to add the page that you created, it's also listed right here.
Can you reorder them once they're there?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
'cause
you can
that's
move
what
them
my
up and
question
down.
was
I'll
gonna
never
be.
get them in the right
I was gonna
order.
say, you just pick it up and move it.
Yep. So we're gonna keep it all consistent. What you're gonna do first is in the top left-hand corner, you're gonna name that page. So if I call this St. Augustine Chamber of Commerce,
So we're gonna edit where it says,
New agent site.
You have to make sure you get rid of the verbiage from front of
Picture
that.
little.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. That was-
in order to publish a page, if you're using the iframe generator, you always at least need to have one widget on the website or on the page
There it
itself.
is. Now type it.
are we calling it?
St. Augustine. Chamber.
So I'm probably just gonna use the contact form, just in case that they have any questions. On the right-hand side are the widgets that you get to use to build your website. So they already give you a couple of generic ones. So that includes, if you're on a team, it has all the team information that will pull right over. Your agent profile, which will pull from the marketing profile. The contact form, so that way leads can contact you. The testimonials carousel. So if you want your testimonials on the agent KW page, we could easily pull them over. Or if you want, if all your testimonials are like on that Zillow page, because I've had agents have that before, we can easily embed your Zillow testimonials onto your KW page. So if they ever wanted to leave a review, we could do it with the Google. They would easily be able to go to your KW page, be interactive, hopefully sign up. And if they want to see any testimonials or more information about you, they'll be able to add that too. So what we're going to do is you also have the download my app, which is there, company profile, testimonials list, testimonial capture form. But for this purpose, I'm going to show you how to embed another website onto your website or something that you specifically want that's out there. And you're going to drag over the text. You're going to see the green bar to the top. And then you're just going to drop it. On the right-hand side, you're going to see on the very bottom content blocks.
Okay.
You're good.
Keep up, Manna. And we're putting text where?
And we are putting the text right at the top.
Where the green bar shows up.
And while y'all are doing that, I'm going to try to find the St. Augustine Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Website. So this is really cool looking.
Wait.
I didn't do anything yet. I just went to the
Okay, okay.
website.
Where did that come from?
I'm like-
Damn, I'm not keeping up.
All right, so what you're gonna do once you have this in place, you're gonna go search the website or whatever the content is that you want embedded. You're just gonna copy the URL.
Genius.
You're going to open up a new tab and you are going to go to the iframe generator. So if everyone wants to take down this note, it's called, the URL is iframe-generator.com.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yes.
iframe.
iframe-generator.com.
So when I ask you later.
That was.
And don't worry, I have like a little bit of a resource guide in an answers.kw article. I could just add this URL to it so that way everyone will have it.
Okay,
So is that where we need to put all these links that we're putting in here, has to go in that?
Correct.
Okay, so we
So
have
wait,
to,
now you gotta get into that.
Yes.
yeah, hang on. Hang on.
Don't worry, I'll let everyone catch up just a minute. Perfect.
Oh, hello, I can't spell. iFrame generator,
Oh, copy this.
Awesome.
free marketing tool. Okay. You and I are where we're at. Now, why do I have to continue on this? Click continue to answer 20
Oh.
questions.
That's a buy for $34.95.
I literally just.
Let me put up the URL on the screen.
I was gonna say, I got it.
No, I just.
See, that's what it is, it's not that com. It's iFrame
Generator,
dash.
yep. iframe-generator.com.
I already got it.
Perfect.
If I want to see why it's not flowing, then I'll-
Is everyone ready for this?
Yeah. No.
Awesome.
You're still trying, there you go.
I'm willing to wait for everybody because I know how it is to have to do that one.
There you go. That should be.
Let's book it more. Just-
Oh, I know, it
Perfect.
should do the same thing.
I highly recommend everyone bookmark it too. I have it bookmarked. It's easy to go to.
That's a
Okay.
good idea, I didn't think about
So
that.
now what do we do with it now that I'm here? I'm scared.
Okay. So with the width and the height, I've noticed because different computer screens are different sizes, but I've noticed that if you do 1300 by 1300, it pretty much fits for all sizes, whether they're using a tablet or a computer. It may look slightly different, but you pretty much have the bulk of the page on the site page. So scroll bar, I click yes. Border, I click no. It's just a preference. You're gonna put,
No,
yeah, border no, scroll bar yes. Under iframe URL, you're going to paste in the website that you wanted. So for example, mine is the St. John's Chamber of Commerce. I put that in the iframe URL. And then I just click generate. So it generates the code for you. You're going to copy it. You're going to go back into command where you're building the site page. And where we left the text, this is going to be, you're going to paste it. And then before you paste it,
It's huge.
you're going to click the enter button twice. And then you're going to paste it again. And then you're going to let it roll.
so you paste it twice?
Paste it
Yes.
once, enter twice, paste again.
Paste, enter twice, paste again.
Okay, it's not giving me the option.
So you're just gonna click on, so click the enter, paste again, and it will go through. I know, this is like the trickiest trick of all.
Okay, and then do what?
And it didn't, it screwed everything up.
So I got it, but then am I publishing now or? Control.
Okay, mine didn't come up that way.
Paste it.
Now we just, it took me right back to the home page. When I hit the double enter.
Let's go to site and settings. Okay,
Publish bunch of things.
1, 2.
And then hit enter twice. And then do the
Or is this the page you were working on?
No, I just wiped the whole thing out, but then I hit the double enter because I did it twice. She said, go back and do it. And then you're in, shut it down.
Mine's not coming up either.
It's loading.
And we're gonna drag one widget over.
Why does my contact?
We gotta edit your marketing profile. Yes. And then
I'm doing either, I'm just gonna.
And then we'll go to the license change.
Yes.
Right. Go back.
Did you get yours?
So and then
After you.
we're gonna erase that.
Because it's not pulling on.
And then you're gonna paste. Then click the enter
Oh,
button twice.
So just hit that.
And then
When
we're
I
gonna
first
paste
got
again.
this, I didn't know, like, I'm used to typing on that, but I can just write out hard, you know.
And then click outside of
You did it.
Now we got a name.
See, I have a hard time. I type
And then
wrong
leave
all
it
the
at the
time.
top.
I have to write it out like this.
So what's, okay, I'm, you're away.
Anywhere. Gotcha.
After we tasted it,
Like we're here.
I'll taste it twice.
Click on the contact us.
Click on the contact
Yeah.
us.
There you go. Just as long as it's outside.
Okay.
Oh, I know, like,
I totally agree with you.
Believe me.
I am so
Anyone else?
fascinated.
Are you doing okay? Okay. When it comes back up, when we do the workshop, I'll come around and check on you. Is everyone else doing good?
Well, the same, Julie's working with it, we have the same thing, our same change.
Did you put your contact on that?
Click on the top one.
No, go back.
No.
No, 3 dots, sorry, 3 dots.
So first I did.
Edit.
Gotcha. No worries.
And then
It's all
you'll
good.
take out your.
Just go back and delete that.
And you could use this same technique for most
Yours, okay, mine's-
most websites. And again, if you do it this way and it says like page content not available, then that means that it's copyright protected on it.
It's not, oh.
So
That's very-
I will say,
I got words into it.
I know these tips and tricks. I'll write them down and we'll have them sent out to everybody. Julia will send it out to the entire office. And then you'll have this recording to look back on. So that way you can remember exactly how we just did this.
I'll remember
Sounds
exactly.
So once you erase like the text at the top, yeah, yeah. You just erase that. It's going to be right there. And then all you have to do is at the top right, click on Save Changes. Save change.
I didn't know I did.
No, you're good.
Did you get it?
Yeah, it wipes it out.
That makes no sense why you're just wiping it out.
I said, put it in there twice, then go back and erase the text. So I erase the text, it wipes the whole thing out.
Wipes the whole thing out.
You
There's
saved
gonna
it
be-
after you took the texting out.
Yes,
correct?
when we start the workshop, I'll show you like the feel with the erasing of it. It could be a little bit sensitive on your laptop, but I'll show
It's
you.
saying it's been saved. I don't know where the hell it's saving it.
Oh,
I'll go to.
yeah, so go to the consumer applet. And then just click on agent site pages and you should see the most recently created page right there at the top. I didn't save mine because I know Karen will probably freak
When it
out.
says, would you like to continue and set in
Yeah, it's not that.
site and app settings, you want to hit yes on that, correct?
All right, I'm gonna help you with that as soon as we get to the workshop.
Yeah. I'll just watch.
Which one did you say?
Hit yes on that. after we-
Yeah.
Save
Yep.
changes.
Mm.
We don't want to publish the page, right?
You do want to publish the page,
I
yes.
just think that's not what we're doing.
Working on.
Yeah, I didn't because I'm working
All right,
on.
well, if I
someone
did
else.
publish it, how did I?
It's okay because when we do the workshop, we're gonna walk right around.
Publish the page.
Yep. Do not worry. So the last part of this before we start the workshop is I'm going to show everybody how to add the page that they just created onto their agent site. So the page that you just created will appear here under agent site pages. In the top right-hand corner under site and app settings, You're gonna go to agent site pages at the right-hand side from your dashboard. You're going to notice on the left-hand side, agent site pages. All the pages that are currently on your website are located right here. If you need to change up the order, you could just click, drag, and drop them.
Okay.
If you want to add a new page to your website, you'll click on Add Page. You'll select the page that you just created, which again, the reason why we name the pages all the same when we're creating is so that way it's consistent across the board and it just makes everything so much more organized and clean. So you'll select the page that you want. You'll click on Continue. And then it's going to ask you to name that page of how it will appear on your website. So when you name the page when creating the page, that is just for your own personal knowledge, like how you would remember what that page is. And then this is telling us what we want the name of that page to be that appears on your website. So my best suggestion, just so that way things don't get confusing, is just name everything the same across the board. So if you're doing mortgage calculator, name this page mortgage calculator, URL slug, put mortgage calculator. The SEO description will be pretty helpful for you. So we do have a relationship with Google where our agents do have an advantage. They're also working on the paid search ads, which will be coming out soon. But if you put in like enough description words, just put spaces in between. So for example, if the page that I'm trying to put on here is mortgage calculator, I want to put mortgage, I want to put calculator, I want to put home buyer, I want to put real estate, all types of words that are going to be related to that. So that way, when somebody is online or on Google searching and Google picks up on these keywords and they're part of your SEO description, your website or that's page specifically will appear higher than most people. So, and feel free, there's no limit on how many descriptive words
That
you could
doesn't
put.
show up anywhere, just.
Right, yeah, no. They don't, it's just, it all goes into the algorithm. And then once I get into the Google Business and Analytics class, you're gonna be able to tie your website to to Google Analytics, so that way you can actually track the viewers that are actually the people that are coming into your website.
So
That
under
didn't
the
sign up.
page title, the URL slug and the SEO description should all be the same.
Yes,
So when I went in and put it all in, so it's all consistently the
Mhm.
same, the URL slug came up and said, please don't use special characters, which I didn't. I took the
Mm.
period out.
yeah, don't
and
use the
no
period.
spaces.
Do you, yeah, you can't do spaces because it's a URL, but do you like the dash? You could use the dash. That doesn't, the dash is not considered a special character, so you could use it. So I do like mortgage dash calculator. And that's just how I keep it consistent.
We would just do Saint dash, Augustine dash.
Yeah. How is everyone feeling so far?
It's still not letting me see that.
Is everybody ready to go into the workshop? Because we'll come around and help you all.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it.
I was
I'm
in
just
the
gonna stop this recording real
Did
quick.
you get it to save on your,
I don't know, let's see.
because saying
Awesome.
it's not allowing me on that URL slug to save that.
Don't worry, we're gonna come right around and help you with that.